I think efficiency is the main thing.
No, we've got to get into...
Guys, I'm about to have a cry.
We've got to get into the topics.
I don't actually care about you crying. We need
Hey, everyone's interrupting everyone!
Yeah, well...
Yeah, that's what happened.
We're just generating the pressure later.
I've got a bit of an idea. Can we go around in a circle and let's just check in, see how we're going first.
We sharpen the circle.
Who's going to start?
Come on, there you go.
So guys, I feel like I'm about to cry, but it's a productive cry.
I'm feeling a little bit frustrated. I've realised I brought some of my past experiences with group work to this, and maybe I should open my eyes a bit. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I think it's just been a pretty overwhelming day. Yeah, but I'm really keen to just get down to this process so we can go to bed soon. Yeah.
I love tension, I love groups, I love sociocracy. Could we try sociocracy as the model?
What's
Or
sociocracy?
how we organise our groups? Well, it'll take a long time to explain, so let's just do it.
Sociocracy is awesome!
Okay, so we've just had an incredible course and we're out to put our new permaculture design certificate out to the world. Patterns are an incredibly important thing. Patterns. Bill Mollison, David Holmgren, many years ago gave us patterns that emerged into a PDC, which is a pattern in itself. 14 days, 12 days of intense learning with people together. And it's evolved over time. Sometimes it's evolved a bit into the peace, love and all that stuff, kind of a PDC. Sometimes it's evolved in a bit of the lecture to everybody, kind of a PDC. So what have we designed? What are we going to do for our permaculture design? Well, we decided to take inspiration from retro suburbia and model it around the built, the behavioural and the biological.
What's our group name?
We've decided that we really want to focus on the outcomes of the students and fit it, make it student-centred. And we believe in the urban environment, people can't easily do a 2-week full-time course. So it's going to be monthly.
It's just an electronic toaster.
You have to write aloud.
The introduction to our course is going to be over 2 days. And you can see the major topics there. An important part of what we're focusing on is care of people, as you can see. In the good long lunches and morning tea breaks that we've got there. And really having reflection at the end of the day. I'm sure that's not from us, is it? And to really tap into people's context, a bit of holistic decision making, really asking the people in the course, what do they want? How can we fit our course to the people that are doing it?
Mummy, Daddy, really love my Nana, but it was a long weekend. Where were you?
Oh, honey, we were on a permaculture course all weekend.
Permaculture?
Yeah, permaculture.
Permaculture is it's a system of designing human environments that originated with the work of Bill Mollison and David Holmgren, who collaborated in the 1970s after their growing tired of the negative politics of environmentalism and peak oil.
What's happened to you?
I think you're overwhelming her. Look, sweetie, it's much more simple than that. Okay, so there's ethics, that's all about what what we think about, how we treat other people, how we think about our place in the environment.
Well, you're forgetting the principles. Now, there's 12 different principles to permaculture. 8 if you're looking at the revised Holger model based upon the permaculture
Okay, we'll talk
flower.
about the principles. They're all about how we design things, okay? You've got to keep it more simple for her. So, design, there's lots of different aspects. There's zones, there's, doing sector analysis, there's all kinds of stuff. It's really interesting.
Techniques often used include a compost shower, a compost toilet, a compost tractor.
Hang on. I think, can I just tell you what I think permaculture is? Because I've had to listen to a lot of definitions and you've been, so here's what I reckon.
Yeah, what do you think?
Be nice, think about it,
That's the ethic.
and do it. That's permaculture.
That's
That's permaculture.
So you don't need to go to the rest of the course.
Sorry, honey, we're still going next weekend.
Repeat after me. Be nice.
Be nice.
Think about it.
Think about it.
Do it. Design. And a critical part of our course is going to be design. Design, and more design. And at the start of the course, we're really going to be immersing ourselves in the different environments that we're in. We're going to be immersing ourselves by analysing the different ecological, built and behavioural things that we see. And there's a lot of core permaculture topics that just need to be taught, and we're putting them right at the front of the course, getting them right in there, really getting people thinking about design. And we know that people are itching to get, I just want to make compost, I just want to preserve something. So we've decided that we'll have voluntary Sunday sessions. So people can come if they want and do these kind of things. So the first weekend we'll have a family movie night and dinner. We'll do non-violent communication in the first week so people can actually learn how to communicate with each other well. We'll have a waste visit, we're doing rainwater, grey water, raised beds, compost chickens, green cleaning, preserving, and it's not just for participants, so it's a way for us to outreach further into the community. Sunday sessions.
Yeah, mate, so the permaculture course is going really well, actually. We've just recently been given some homework of performing what's called audits.
Is that right, mate?
Yeah, mate, so like, we've been figuring out the water holding capacity of our local region as well as the catchments, including a survey of the soil types as well as the content there, the fertility, things like that.
Wow, sounds pretty awesome.
Now, it's based off the retro suburbia book by David Holger, recently came out. It's a brilliant read, mate, I can really recommend it. But it's talking about retrofitting. So I'm already looking at my house and I'm thinking about putting in a overhead bladder for water storage coming off the drain pipes, as well as a solar array, as well as the sunlight to really try to capture some sun for passive heating and cooling.
That's a lot of stuff on your roof. Didn't your roof collapse?
In part, yes. But we're working through it, and in fact, actually, permaculture has solutions towards that. Compost dummies going in the corner.
All right. You're just going to shit in a bucket.
Built biological behavioural. A beautiful design framework for us to look at our permaculture course. So we've been doing design and people care in our setup, and then we're moving into 2 weeks where we're looking at the built environment. Technical problems. We shouldn't have these things here, should we? And a big part of the way we're going to do the course always is embodying the learning in the places where we can learn from patterns in nature, and that's going to be through site visits where we'll be teaching from places that have great examples of the built permaculture patterns, where we have retrofitted houses. When we're doing biological, we have a variety of different types of gardens and ecosystems to be learning from.
Well, that was another really good weekend of, another course. I'm blown away. We just keep learning just something new every month.
Yeah,
I
I know.
just got my head wrapped around it from the last month, and then it's more.
I know, I'm so enthused. Like, I love that we're going to get to design something.
Yeah, actually, I've been thinking about that design, and there's not a heap of room on our balcony here. I know we can do a few things with it, but just some potted herbs just doesn't seem to cut it.
No, I wanted to heaps more than just the balcony, but we live in an apartment. Like, what else can we do?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of grass down there.
Yeah,
And hills hoists and bins.
that's a good idea. Maybe we could change the grass into a garden.
Yeah. And I mean, look, the car park's right there, so there's good access if we wanted to get mulching and things.
Yeah, heaps of sunlight, so that'd be a great place to grow some veggies.
Yeah, look, why don't we make a design assuming that we could change that? I don't know if the strata would let us, but we can design.
Don't worry about the strata, let's just do it. Let's just dig out the garden and do it. Don't ask for permission.
Well look, I'm all about some guerrilla gardening, but let's just get the design down first, shall we?
Okay.
Of course, it's unbuilt, and then we'll move on to the biological. And an important aspect of the biological in the urban environment is moving beyond the boundaries. Zone 3, Zone 4 and Zone 5 are critical parts of the permaculture design that are often hard to contain in the suburban back garden. So we're really going to look at bursting the mind bubbles of our participants into thinking about it. And this is where we're going to move from design project number 1, which all that early analysis is in their own homes and the me kind of a space, into making groups, moving into the we, and going, how can these groups design something that's beyond the boundaries? And it could be in terms of people and structures of people. It could be doing maps of urban forestry and how we can be logging all the box trees of Perth over time and doing something useful with them and transforming that landscape as a group. But how can we fit this in? It's every 2 hours. We can't! And that's one of the great limitations of a 2-week PDC. So we've come up with another idea. I'm sure someone's done it before. I think school teachers sometimes are for it, I'm personally not. Homework. They're going to be doing monthly homework throughout the course. Starting on a lot of analysis, they're going to be looking at that. They're going to have to read a bunch of stuff before they get there. They're going to do the holistic context. They're going to be bringing maps of their home in the broader area. They're going to do audits of everything, of the built, of the biological, of their behaviours. They're going to do a garden design. Then they're going to start looking further apart. And at the very end of the course, they're really going to have time for their homework for their group and individual designs.
Geez, they're late today, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, look, I know.
I feel so sick of them letting the kids up late. It just means I can't get to coffee.
I know, I'm more worried that they're going to be so hungry they're going to be ravenous little monsters by the time they get out. They're
Shocking.
Mum, I want ice cream, I want ice cream, I want ice cream.
You've got a big basket there.
Yeah, well look, so just go away.
Oh, is this about that course again?
Yeah, so I brought you some things. So we've been
It's like you've got homework all the time. You're just like,
it's fun, okay? So this time we've been doing preserves. So I made you some stuff. This one's jam. And
jam.
there's this stuff called kombucha. So you should try this one.
you're supposed to drink it?
Yeah, you drink it, it's fermented.
Sure you don't have a shower in it?
No, definitely not. It's fermented. You might need to leave that one to sit for another week. Also, but did you know with kombucha you can brew it yourself? You just have this thing, it's all scopy. It's super fun. I can give you one of those as well if you want. Would you like one? We'll try the kombucha first. Anyway, so there's also this stuff called kimchi, and I actually grew this cabbage myself. Do you want some of that one?
That's just a point too far. I don't know I can handle the kimchi.
Oh, no. have you done if you do this thing called a herd spiral. So you start with things, you get some rocks out and you draw a spiral, and it's just.
Behavioural, such an incredibly important part of the course, and we're coming in later to it. Now, one of the things that we really talked about is having a differentiated curriculum. By this stage, we really know the students. There's so many different paths that these couple of days could go, depending on the knowledge that they already have, the connections that they already have. So through the whole course, we're planning to be flexible to the needs of the learners. What are the things in the permaculture curriculum that they do know? What don't they know? How can we make the course that they absolutely froth at? So we're imagining here that there's quite a bit of space for an evolution of what we intended to do at the start into what's actually happening. So this is just us highlighting our differentiated curriculum.
Man, you know what I was thinking about just the other day? I was thinking about supply chain, just-in-time supply chain economics. The Japanese innovated this following World War II as a means of delivering food into disaster areas, and it's just been adopted worldwide. It's completely fucking rewritten our entire food system.
That's pretty awesome, dude.
Man, and you know what? I just think about human desire. One of my favourite, now past leftist academics, Arthur Russell would always talk about this idea of post-capitalist desire. And it's how are people supposed to secure their treats? How are we supposed to convince people?
Yeah, I mean, it's something to think about. Have you done anything? Any practical?
Man, and it's just wild to think about the degree to which we are failing to rewild these areas that we've enclosed upon. You know what I mean?
Well, do you know what? That's actually rewilding and redesigning, and actually bringing some biodiversity back into all environments is what we've been doing in this course.
So then you take a look at the propaganda model of communication within the mass media, and it's just wild, you know what I mean? The ability of the neoliberal class, the ruling class, to perform their oligopolies just upon our minds, you know what I mean? It's impossible to kill the landlord in your head,
I hear what you're saying. I don't disagree with you, but I just kind of want to get past that and do something.
But man, it's just we need to take a framework to this, you know what I mean? Because ideologies competing will always win out, because the ability for the right-wing agenda to capitalise upon our indecision, it's just wild, you know what I mean? You really got to think about it.
Do you remember the ethics and principles I tried to tell you about the other day? The framework of...
Oh, is this from that permaculture course?
Yeah, it's from this course.
Yeah, righto.
Yeah. So anyway, look, I reckon you might be interested in it. I've sort of tried to tell you a thing or two. No pressure, but if you want to come along, there's a meetup happening. You might meet some people with some different ideas on how to do stuff.
Man, no, it sounds cringe, eh?
I've just been finishing up my design, and we're doing this meetup thing called a Permaculture. It's going to be really fun. So what it is I'm going to help some of my friends through the course. We're going to do stuff in their garden, talk about some new ideas. Another time, some of them might come around here. If you're interested in, getting off the couch and doing something a little bit different, feel free to join us. We're down at number 37 down the street. Have a good one, mate.
Dude, wait up!
So we come to our final weekend of the course. And the great Brenna Quinlan once told me that not all design courses do presentations at the end. And we originally had a lot of time set up for presentation of designs, and we thought, let's make it a working weekend where we're realising that we don't have a master plan, but we're working on these designs as we go. It's a process. And we'll keep supporting that design work wherever the students are up to with their individual designs and with their group designs, and leave time for filling gaps and recaps. What are the things that we feel like we haven't covered that we want to know? So we go into that last weekend, and we would have had, I forgot, in the middle we had a mid-course review. I don't know if anyone spotted that in the middle of it. So we would have had that. We probably had an hour reflection that we've got at the end of every day. We would have got from the students what they really want to cover. So this last weekend is almost going to be completely designed by the students, doing what they want to do, including their designs. And then we've got a little section there of design sharing, which would be kind of a space where people, things are just set up and they're talking and sharing, but not as much of a sort of pressure presentation kind of environment, and spend lots of time on the next best steps. What are we going to do with this next? Speaking of reflection, let's do that. Oh, what a journey. Well done, everyone. Here we are again. I just thought, to finish off, to close our process, as we know with sociocracy, at the end of every meeting, we do a reflection on how that meeting went for us. Let's this time look at the whole process. How was this process for you guys? I think we'll start with you this time.
I really enjoyed, winging it as always, but within a framework. And I feel like we did a really good job of creating an open-ended kind of engagement.
Surprisingly productive.
Yeah, you've got me now. I loved everyone's ideas coming together with what we're learning.
I love what emerged just then was beautiful, and it's been really fun to see the tensions of talking and being in a circle happen sometimes, and then the resolutions at other times.
Yeah, I think I really like this as a process of having a bit of a format to actually have the group work run on, rather than just a lot of cross chatter. At times I was like, oh my god, we have to wait for every single person to talk again, but you know what? It actually came together really well. And we did naturally sort of split into other groups at the end, and it was pretty productive. So I'm super stoked to have done it.
And I'd also like to say that Gemma was a strong part of our team
Yes,
too.
Very strong.
The pollinators are awesome!
And one more shout, can you do our new definition of permaculture?
Be nice.
Be
nice.
nice.
And everyone's got to do this. Come on, hands up.
Be nice. Be nice. Think about it.
Think about it.